bit carried away there. It's Ben. I'm back with another Waverley Instruments plugin for the voltage modular system. I've already done quite a few videos on all the Waverley stuff now, and this is another great effects unit. It's a driver, as you might expect by the title, well, by its name rather than its title. It's called the Tandriver, and you can see it here in my window. Excuse my enormous mouse. I thought it would make it easier for the video to see. You just heard me on the kind of intro playing with these settings, but I'm going to take it back to the kind of initial settings by right-clicking and going to Reset Controls, and I'm going to talk you through it. This is a slightly different drive circuit to the kind of thing you might have come across before, in as much as it's based around two classic tangent-based clipping functions, which are normally found in synthesizers and kind of effects plugins and stuff, but not normally that, or rather, you know, not that often applied to guitar. So Rob at Waverley Instruments thought it'd be a really good idea to make, well, he thought it'd be an interesting idea to try and make a unit that did that for guitar, and it's turned out really nicely. Let's have a look at it here. So scroll down there. So up here, the Tandriver, you can see it in my window here. At the top section here is all the stuff that makes it kind of tailored for guitar. I'm going to turn it off, or rather it is turned off. So at the moment, this is the default setting. So I'm just going to turn the guitar up. I'm on the bridge pickup of this Fret King Elise Custom in humbucker mode. So it has got the classic sound of a DI guitar, right? So let's turn on our trusty cab sim. Immediately, that makes it much more guitar friendly. The cab sim has got a tiny little bit of room on it. I really like it, very usable amount, and it just makes it sound really lifelike. So there we go, that does that. Buzzkill, I've talked about that before. I'm going to turn it on to 50 Hertz because that's the kind of buzz that we get around here. The tight switch kind of tightens it up, gives it a bit more compression. I'll just play some stuff, see how that sounds. So here's a chord with the tight switch off. And on. I think it's a bit more evident when there's more gain. So I'm going to turn the drive control up now to, where are we? 60, 70% nearly. So this is the tight button, sorry, off. And on. So that's very cool. I'm going to leave it on because I like it. We've also got the automatic double tracking, which sounds great, but I'm not going to turn that on for now. We've talked about that before. I really like it, but we'll come to that once I've spoken about what the clipping is on this effect. Okay, so you've got your drive control and your overall level control, so your output, and that's fine. There's two switches here which are marked as TAN and ATAN. Now, those are the kind of wave shaping. Now I'm looking at my notes here because I want to get the right mathematical terms for it. Those are the wave shaping functions applied to the positive and negative side of the input waveform. So you can see here, you've got a big positive plus sign here and a big negative sign here. And you can switch between two different types of clipping for each side of the audio signal. So an audio signal is made up of a positive side and a negative side. And you can kind of make them clip differently. The way that they clip is the ATAN is the arctangent or inverse tangent, and that tends to be the a kind of smoother sounding overdrive. I would say closer to a kind of valve sound, and I'm going to show you what I mean now. I'm going to put both sides of my signal onto the same kind of clipping here. So this is both on, move my mouse, ATAN, so you get the kind of softer clipping stuff. So it's cool. More drive there. Now, I just want to adjust my guitar tone, so I'm just going to come down here to this tone stack, which you might recognise from some other Waveley Instruments plugins. You've got bass and treble, and this middle control, this is obviously the amount of middle that you're boosting or cutting, because they're all boost and cut controls. This knob adjusts the width, the bandwidth of that middle frequency. So this switch here moves the center point of the frequency, the bandwidth that the mid is controlling, from 500 Hertz to 625 to 750 here. I'm going to start it on 500, and let me just tweak my EQ a bit. So that's pretty cool. What about if I change it back to mid? High. That's a kind of pretty obnoxious sound, but I mean that in a good way. Good. Because I boosted that, I'm going to turn my level down there a bit. So that's a great overdrive sound. Let's see what it sounds like when I switch it to the TAN function for both sides. Okay, so the TAN function is the smooth, the hyperbolic tangent. So this is a bit more like a kind of harsher, like a brighter tone when it clips. If the other one's valves, I guess this one would be closer to kind of transistors. Let's see what it sounds like. So I've just switched both sides to it. So it is brighter. Let's let's go back to the other one, see how that sounds. Good. Now, because we can mix it up. So I'm going to put the positive side on the TAN function and the negative on the ATAN function. So half of it is kind of getting that brighter clipping sound. The other half is getting the softer clipping. See how that sounds? So you can, by combining those two, it's interesting, isn't it? Because when you've got the TAN selected on both of them, it's brighter than the ATAN, obviously, but it's not. You don't get the same kind of thing as when the ATAN is selected. That's very smooth as well. When you have half and half, you get a kind of a fizzing happening. After the note, which to my ears sounds a bit like if you've kind of played an amp that's got a speaker with a little rip in the cone or something, and that's a cool, that's a good sound, right? People have been jabbing pencils through speaker cones since Link Ray in the 50s. To get that kind of a thing, it's very subtle, but it's just there at the back, and it gives it some kind of high frequency energy which I really like. I really enjoy it as a thing. So let's have a listen to it. Can you hear that just on top? I'll try it with the drive backed off a bit, actually. So there we go. That is what the kind of the different clipping modes sound like. I really like it mixed, and I particularly like it mixed, and I mentioned this earlier but didn't actually go to turn it on, with the automatic double tracking on. So let me play you a chord, and I'm going to turn the ADT on. That's what ADT stands for, by the way, if you've not heard me talk about it before. And it simulates having kind of two guitar parts going on at once with a clever bit of maths. It's all clever maths, this. There's no direct modelling. So let me turn it on. I'll play a chord, turn it on, turn it off, see how it sounds, you know. You should be listening on headphones for this. And this is, like, for me, where it gets really cool, this effect. With the ADT on, the buzzkill, the tight switch in, the cab sim on, the phase, the clipping on different on the phases, it just gives you like an instant, really nice guitar sound for kind of recording. I'm going to turn the drive down a bit. Or maybe I should leave the drive up where it is and I'll back the volume down a bit on the guitar here. So. And it's like, it's almost like you've got your clean sound in the middle and then like a kind of fuzz going on in the distance. But that just kind of warms the whole note up and makes it sound really, really, really cool. I'm gonna do some more stuff, turn my volume up on the guitar a bit and see what else happens. But it's, I really like this. It's a really, as has happened, this happens more often than you would think. Rob at Waverley Instruments says, "Oh, yeah, I've done this effect, I've tweaked it a bit, and I've put the cab sim on." And what he's actually done is he's just made another really good guitar amp, or you know, rather a really good guitar amp simulator or plug-in. That just works. Like all of these effects, they just work, and they work for recording. You know, they just sit in a mix really nicely. And I haven't used this on a recording yet, but I really want to. And I've got some stuff that I'm going to be doing in the next couple of days that I'm going to be trying it out on because it's really good. It's also got this gate on here, which is just the kind of automatic noise gate. So if you're playing with really high gain stuff, it'll do all the stuff you want a gate to do, and it just works, you know. that's cool, isn't it? Let me max out the drive, because why not? And I'm going to turn up the middle a bit more. The middle on here, if you've got it really wide, it basically just becomes almost a full range boost. So you've got to be a bit careful with it, because you can get a ridiculous amount of gain. But I think we should, for the purposes of exploration. What about if I switch that one down to 500 instead? Let's see. Yeah, that works fine. That works fine. Let's try switching these around, see if that makes much difference. Awesome. That's fun. It's got a lot of drive on it. That was too much, obviously. Less is more. But let's take it down to a kind of cleaner sound and see what happens down that end, because that's got some nice stuff too. Again, kind of slight fuzz in the background, which I really like. Turn the bass up a bit. Yeah, I mean, I could play with that all day. It's just it works really nicely as I say, like a kind of guitar amp thing. If I turn the drive all the way down and the level all the way up, what happens there? It's probably nothing, I don't think. Oh, listen to that! Awesome. Try it out. You could try all of these for free, fully featured, for a few days. I can't remember how many days, but enough. For now, I'm going to play out on this, and I can't wait to use it in a mix. I think it's going to be really good. because it does just have that kind of like I say, it kind of reminds me of speaker distortion, which is a classic guitar sound. But you've got more than that as well, because you've got the kind of valvey type tube style distortion as well, and the clipping. I really like it. It's good. Try it out. Don't forget to click like and subscribe. There's links to all this stuff below. There's links to some other videos that I've done that explain how the whole voltage modular system works from Cherry Audio. So if you're not sure what you're actually looking at in terms of how to set this system up, it's dead easy. But yeah, thanks for watching. Tune in again. There's going to be more of these. There's the Smoothie Plus video coming soon, which is going to be funky. Let's turn the tight switch back on. I'm going to play something rocking to turn that up a bit. And see you soon, everyone.